This is the first layer, the lower portion, that's been redone. We ended up going with a blue. It was between kind of a darker gray or a blue. The blue is definitely, we think, a happier color. Fits more the vibe of the van. And you can see here, it works well also with the interior colors. The upper portion of the paint we just selected this weekend, and it's going to be kind of an eggshell white with maybe a hint of the original color in it. It's hard to describe, but I think it's going to turn out well. So we're going to get the rest of that piece squared up. Now, switching over to the e-bikes that I've been looking at. I know I listed two different bikes the other day. One is FLX's Babymaker, which when you go to their page, they're doing a GoFundMe rollout on this one. Now, as I started to research further, the things that's really, or the thing that's stopping me from getting this is it only has a single gear. And in fact, if you go over to the Electric Bike Review, they did a review on this bike, and it's interesting. When he first starts the review, and the video is down below, you can see it here, click on that. They did all the work, so thank you, Electric Bike Review. But when he's rolling through this, just as he starts, the problem that you immediately run into with a single gear is how difficult it is to pedal initially to get the momentum. And then what ends up happening, which he also mentions, is at the high end, when you start going really fast, you're basically spinning out because you don't have enough gears to make you go any faster. It is a beautiful design, I'll give them that, and they did a great job on, I think putting it all together, making it look very simplistic. You cannot tell it's an e-bike, really. However, I really like to have multiple gears, so if they could find some way to do that, that would be, then I would be interested in the bike. But until then, I'm going to steer clear of it. Plus, the other thing that we're talking about is it just has the basic cadence pedal assist. Does not have torque sensing, which probably helps with the price of the bike, but it really doesn't say much in the way of any kind of newer technology that they could have deployed and made it a much a more intuitive bike for electric commuting. So something to keep in mind. Which leads me over to the other one, which I'm very interested in. Now here they have two flavors. This is the Propella e-bike. Now on this one, on this one they have one without a derailleur, which is a single gear obviously, and then they have one with, I believe it is a 7 gear. So it is much better, and this is a very light bike. Now, obviously with this battery here, most people I don't think would know it's necessarily an e-bike. They did a great job because you have the derailleur. It kind of ends up hiding the electric hub wheel, or motor rather. And then when you look at the price is really good too. Now the high on the top end of the speed, it's only 18 miles an hour, but really that's pretty sufficient for most people doing commuting and basic things like that. The hub motor is a 250. But I did have an e-bike that I tried that had a 250. Again, it's decent enough. It's up to a 350 watt max. So again, depends on what you're using there. The battery pack, Samsung, they're using good quality Samsung batteries there, which is nice. And I love the fact that it's lightweight. So that is, it's got a lot going for it there. The mile range, plenty for me. I did not enjoy commuting past the 7 miles that I had one way. So I really wouldn't want to do more, 20 miles or 40 miles even. I think one way, no more than 10 miles and you're good. Otherwise, it does get tedious. So that's how I feel after 3.5 years of e-biking. And they give you some additional details here. Now, there's also is a cadence sensor. They don't have torque sensing, but you're getting a really good price, so I think it makes up for it, and it's a very light e-bike. So in fact, that's one of the things that I'm kind of highlighting here is with the pedal assist. So and they do talk about that too, and this is actually something that's very nice. If you run out of batteries, you're not going to be struggling. It's a light bike, so you'll still be able to go. I've done that a few times with the fat tire on the Rad Rover, and it is painful. You feel it. Not that I don't mind the exercise, but at the end of the day, when you're tired, that part hurts. So I would check this one out. It's definitely on my list. I just got to see what's next going on with my work situation. But this is a strong possibility. One other one, which I'll pull up here in a second, I didn't even think about doing that until right now, is Van Moof. Let's go to Van Moof here. We'll pull this one up. Now, these guys, it is a more expensive e-bike, but super gadgety. Got a lot of, it's got an app, it's got all kinds of crazy stuff going on. And the design is clean though, but it almost looks so clean that you stare at it like, what is this thing? So let's go over to the one. No, I don't like this one. This is a really weird kind of triangular design. I'm not a fan of that one as much. Here we go. Yeah, this is the one. So it's essentially 2,000 euro, a smidge over that for US dollar. But they did hide the battery, which is great. Now the front kind of gives away there's a bit of a motor here, right? Because that is where the motor is. So with this one, I don't know, I'm kind of done with the gadgety stuff. And price-wise, this is 2,000, a little over 2,000, where this guy was 1,200, I think, for version 3. Apologize for the rapid scrolling. Where's my price, guys? Where's my price? Pre-order now. Starting at $9.99. That is a slamming deal. Here we go. So if you're single speed, and for those of you that are into that, great. But again, if you're just starting up on a hill, the way a cadence sensor works, you have to get it from one point to another point on your own until the sensor kicks in. So just be aware of that. So I think it's worth the extra money to get that another couple $100, and you got yourself 7 speeds. Good way to go. Let's go back to Van Moof, and we'll close out the updates here. This is the only other one for now that I've seen that doesn't look strikingly like an e-bike, and it has an interesting gearing here, this e-shifter. So this, I need to watch the video and see what's going on, but that is something that I'm interested in. Just don't know, with all the gadget stuff, it's got me a little worried. All right, so that's all I have for this weekend. I hope everybody is staying safe, doing well, and we'll talk to you guys later. Take care. See you. Bye. The base. Jeez. Oh, there's somebody right in there. That's crazy. And as you pan over there, that's where I was, up on that perch. That's incredible. In general, there's nothing around. They typically don't build a bunch of buildings and things around these park areas.